What's going on, everybody? I'm Dr. P. Welcome back to another video. Now, we are currently 5 days away from the end of Season 9, and God knows what's going to come with Season 10. As you know, there is a strange orb that sits at Loot Lake, every day growing more and more unstable, growing more cracked, and more theories and speculation have come about it. In this video, we're gonna go over everything. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. I would really appreciate your support. Make sure to check out all of my social links, including my live stream, caffeine.tv. For those of you who still don't know, coming up on August 1st, which is coincidentally enough the same day as Season 10, my streaming schedule is going to be a lot more consistent, and I will be streaming more on caffeine. The new schedule that will be effective August 1 is every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 3 to 5:30 p.m. Eastern. There will be custom games, my iconic Dr. P Says, theory talks, and just so much more that I've got planned. I'm excited to be able to expand upon my caffeine schedule, and with that said, let's get into it. Let's get things started by taking a look at the orb itself in Loot Lake. This is its current phase as of me recording this video, and as you can see, it continues to grow more and more bright. The cracks are getting more vivid, and the sound coming out of this sphere is unbelievably intriguing. Just listen to it for a few seconds. To me, it sounds a lot like there's something on the other side of this orb, possibly, that's trying to break through, or that's trying to break us through. I'm not exactly sure what that could be, but I'm sure you guys are familiar with the time travel theories, of course, with all of the leaked overtime skins and the variants, including aged Jonesy and what appears to be a younger Stratus, plus a plethora of other ideas I pointed out in previous videos. If you want to see full breakdowns on the time travel theory, I would suggest watching my previous video. I'll try to link that in the description. I was streaming earlier today, and in my chat, I had someone who said, if you throw boogie bombs at the orb, it makes a strange voice. So I was like, okay, this sounds like it could be interesting. Let's check it out. So I've got boogie bombs. I start throwing them into the orb. Two things right off the bat. Number one, it does make a very interesting audio cue. There's definitely some effect on the orb when you throw the boogie bomb in there. Secondly, the orb literally just eats up the boogie bomb, which is not the case with other throwables. I also tested impulse grenades, threw them right at the orb, and as you can see, they cling on and stick to the side, and they literally just do nothing, but the boogie bomb gets eaten and absorbed. Very interesting. I did not manage to try any of the other throwables to see if they had any effect. Now, I know there will be some people who say, Dr. P, the boogie bomb literally just exploded like it does on any surface when you threw it at the orb. Of course, that's why it looked like it got absorbed. But go back and look at it again. I truly feel like, especially based on the audio cue, there is something going on when a boogie bomb is thrown into the portal. Listen for the slight background noise the second the orb actually touches the boogie bomb. It sounds almost like something cracking or something launching. It's slight, but I think it's there. Definitely go in game, try it for yourself, or rewind, listen to the video, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Here's a comment I got from Omar, and it says, you know how if someone gets close to the orb, it makes you fly? Maybe if Demi touches it, something will happen? She does have a robot arm and is powered or armed by the power of a dragon. Now, Demi is an interesting storyline. She definitely does have somewhat of a robot arm. Maybe that was a hint towards the robot getting built, but she also has a very interesting description and a tattoo that reference dragons. Maybe the Demi skin itself was just kind of a big teaser for what was going to go down with the final showdown this season. Think about it. It's part robotic, but it's also armed with the power of a beast, much like the Caddis. And the fact that they chose to put Demi as a different version or have an unlockable variant with the overtime challenges this season also signals to be pretty major too. Take a look again at the 3 overtime challenge skins. Stratus, which appears to be younger. Some people say he might have just shaved, but regardless of that, there is the malfunctioning time wristband he has on his forearm. You've also got aged Jonesy. Obviously, he's gotten older. There's no debating that. Something has taken its toll on Jonesy, and the culprit is most likely time. Now, both of those seem to have pretty obvious things going on with them. But what about Demi? What about her appearance as we see right now may in some way tie in with why she's on this graphic and why she was chosen to be one of the 3 overtime skins? The other 2 seem to be pretty obvious. You know, it looks like Stratus has gone into the past, or at the very least, something is updated with the time wristband. It looks like Jonesy is aged quite a lot, so what other signs of wear or even getting younger does Demi hold? It's hard to say for sure, and I'm having trouble trying to group in why she's actually in this picture, but what if her arm, which is armed with some kind of secret power, does end up touching the orb and causing some kind of explosion, kind of like what Omar said? I mean, surely there's got to be a reason why she's in the overtime challenges. And heck, her new arm, the blue arm, is actually pretty similar in color. In fact, her entire color scheme is pretty resemblant of the color scheme of the orb at Loot Lake, so just take that for what you will. I caught this conversation between Alan and Nova on my Twitter. Alan says, "We will have to follow Mecha into space after the orb explodes and destroys the island. Why did the Mecha go to space? It was built on the island." And that's a great point. Pressure Plant was created specifically to build the robot, and obviously it needed repairs after the fight. Instead of going back to the pressure plant to get those repairs, it instead went right back into space. I mean, surely there's got to be someone or something up there that it went to get repairs, and that may be a good sign for a new map or us traveling somewhere else for Season 10. Anyway, the second part, the reply to that tweet from Nova, is it took Singularity and the Visitor home, which is what they have been trying to do since the Rocket event. That's my theory, at least. As you guys know, the Visitor has recently resurfaced up in speculation for Season 10 after the 0-point reference from Donald Mustard's Twitter location, and then, of course, linking that back to Season 4 and what happened during the original rocket launch event. In case you don't remember, the Visitor actually said something along the lines of 0-point oscillators active, and that was right before he tried, or at least the rocket attempted, to slam straight into Tilted back then. So now we go back to the question, why did the Mecha leave the Fortnite map? Clearly he could have gone right back to Pressure Plant, which was a lot closer than whatever he went to in the sky, but there's clearly a reason for why he went, and like I said before, there must have been some kind of predetermined thing where he knew if he won, he would go off to this place. If so, that means there are probably people there working on something else, and that, like I said before, is a great sign for those of you who want to see a new map or some kind of new playable area for Season 10. The orb looks like it's getting more and more unstable every day, and theories and the likelihood of it actually blowing up increases by the day as well. As of right now, I would say the biggest theory that most people can agree on in some way is that the orb is going to explode. Now, what it goes from there and what it does from there, that remains to be seen. Maybe it just causes chaos on our map. It could send us to a new map. It could be something else we're not even considering. Who knows what that orb is doing in the middle of Loot Lake? Now, another question that we have to get answered, and we have to get answered pretty quickly, and it will be, no worries, is when is the orb going to explode or do whatever it's going to do this season? With only 5 days left in the season, my guess is about 3 days, maybe 4 at most. They're not going to wait an entire 5 days because it usually happens, you know, stuff like this that alters the next season happens a few days before the other season starts. It's happened that way for the past few seasons. The new season starts August 1. I would expect the event to be somewhere around Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe Monday. Now, I don't even know if it's going to be like a live event, like what you picture when you think of big event where everyone's in the game watching, it only happens once. It could just be something that sort of happens and we are not prepared for. But regardless of what it is, it should be happening soon. Only 5 days left in the season, and there's still a lot that needs to happen in order to set us up for what we think we could be getting in Season 10. I think so far, Season 9 has been one of the better seasons in Fortnite. I'd even go as far as to say top 3 in terms of enjoyment, gameplay, and storyline. The event was awesome. I wish it had gone on a little longer and caused some more destruction, but I'm not going to judge it too early because maybe it was a setup for what ultimately needed to happen for us to get that carnage. If the event never happened, the vault would have never gotten smashed into, the orb would have never gotten pulled up by the robot, and we might not be having this orb conversation. If it just ended after the fight and that was it, then I'd say maybe subpar, and it could still end up that way. We don't know what's going to happen, but I really am pumped and excited, and I hope they don't let us down. Make sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe if you're new, guys. We're getting close to 450,000 subscribers. We also just hit 8K followers on Caffeine, pushing towards 10K. Make sure to follow me. Remember, effective August 1, I'm going to have increased streams, longer hours, and I'll just be more frequent with my streaming activities. Definitely not something you want to miss out on. We have a great time over there. Anyone who is there will definitely attest for me. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video, and peace out.